Hi, I'm Tricia Shari. Welcome to Backyard Basics. Do you have an ugly fence that you want to camouflage with a quick-growing annual vine? Well, I've got a plant for you. It's the loofah or loofah sponge. It's also a type of gourd. It's a member of the cucumber family, and it will grow up to 30 feet in one season, so give it plenty of room to roam. Now, I typically plant the seeds about the same time I plant cucumbers, so mid-March into April. It does have a very long growing season, and so you'll want to get those seeds in the ground early so that your sponges can have a chance to mature on the vines, because they won't dry well if they don't have plenty of growing time. Now, the vines are really heavy feeders early on, but you want to be careful about feeding too much high nitrogen fertilizer as they start to bloom. You'll get a lot of really lush vines without blooming. And the yellow flowers are very ornamental, and bees love them. You'll sometimes get ants going to the flowers as well, but that's usually not a problem. Once they're pollinated, then you'll start to get fruits on them. And when the fruits are very young, about 6 to 8 inches, you don't want to eat them once they get older. It's a lot like okra. If you've ever had tough okra, well, the gourds will be the same way. So you can cut them and use them like zucchini. They have a very mild taste, and they taste wonderful baked. Some people eat them raw too. Now, some varieties of loofah are a little more bitter than others, but this ridge type loofah I found to be pretty tasty, and it doesn't have issues with squash vine borers. So if you're eliminating squash from your garden for that reason, it's a good reason to grow that. So once you've let them grow, you want to let them actually turn brown on the vine. It's very important that the stem is very brown before you harvest them, and the foliage will start to die back. Then once you cut them, you'll leave them lying somewhere to dry for a couple of weeks. And in that time, the skin is going to start to get very brown and dry, and should come off all in one sheet like this did. And I like to lay the squash out on window screens that are supported with bricks or a pallet, and that way they get dry all the way around. And once they're dry, they're going to look like this. They're not terribly attractive. So you can bleach them in a mild bleach solution, about a 10% bleach solution. You can put them in lemon water or hydrogen peroxide, or just lay them out in the sun, and that will bleach them. Don't leave them in the bleach solution too long, because that starts to soften the fibers. Once they're good and dry, you can use these in the kitchen for scrubbing pots and pans. It's a very gentle abrasive. You can scrub sinks with them. I like to use mine in the bathroom. It's a great exfoliator for those areas where you have dry skin. I'll even take the open sides, put a piece of soap in, and cut a small piece to keep out in the garden to scrub my hands after a session of gardening. Now, the other step that I missed is you need to take the seeds out. These little watermelon-looking seeds are prolific. There will be 100 or so inside of each squash, so make sure you get those out before you start to use them. So try growing loofahs. You will be amazed at how colorful and how useful these loofahs are to have. For Backyard Basics, I'm Tricia Shari. Thanks for watching.